What's up, guys? Scotty2Hockey here, aka the average hockey fan once again. I know I've been doing my videos in a different format lately, but I decided since I got a bit of free time and a camera available, I'd go old school and do it the way I used to do it on my channel and just sit in front of the camera, talk about what I think and give my opinions. And today's video is going to be about what I think the lineups are going to be for the start of the year for the Montreal Canadiens. They could change throughout the year, but on the very beginning of the season this year, what I think the lineup is going to be. And on the first line, it should be no surprise to anybody. They had excellent chemistry last year. They may not have put up the most points in the NHL as a number one line, 5-on-5, but 5-on-5, just team chemistry-wise, what they did, they all had a good plus-minus, and just how they looked, their speed, their passing, their shooting ability. That number one line in Montreal was excellent. We have Brendan Gallagher, who had 52 points, was a +10. We have Philip Deneau, who had a career-high 53 points, a career-high in plus-minus was a +17. And Thomas Tatar with 58 points and was an incredible +21. Coming in from that Max Pacioretty trade, what a pickup, and we still have Nick Suzuki as well. If you hear a bit of background interference, guys, there's a lot of rain hitting the window here in my bedroom, and in St. John's, Newfoundland, it's pouring buckets here today. At the second line, I had to keep Drouin at the left wing on the second line. Like, I know a lot of people either want Drouin traded or they want him demoted, but he didn't have good chemistry with Jesperi Kotkaniemi, and I really like Jesperi Kotkaniemi in that third line center role. And we obviously can't see a player like Jonathan Drouin playing on the fourth line because he would truly struggle on the fourth line. He is not cut out to play on the fourth line by any means. Drouin had 53 points last year, was a -8. I'm going to keep him as the left wing, and I'm going to put Max Domi as the center. Max Domi thrived last year as a center, put up career high in points and plus-minus, had finally had his breakout year in the NHL. It came in Montreal, and it came as playing a center. So why put him on the wing when he played so well as a center? So Domi had 72 points and was a +20. And replacing Andrew Shaw as the right wing this year, I think he does need to pick it up points-wise. But as far as physical play, penalty killing, just ability to hold on to the puck, and players just can't seem to get him off it, and the ability to strip puck from players, puck retrieval, good play in front of the net, I got Yoel Armia. Yoel Armia had 23 points last year, and his plus-minus was just even, 0. And the third line, I changed it up a little bit. I had put Paul Byron on the left wing. He had 31 points last year and was a +16, and I believe he missed around 30 games. He definitely missed over 20 games for sure. So in a good 82-game season, especially with Byron going the way he was in the first 20 games, if he continued that pace, I could easily see Byron putting up 50 to 60 points, 25 to 35 goals. That's not 25 to 30 goals, excuse me. That's not an unrealistic expectation for Paul Byron. Of course, third line center, like I said earlier, I really like this guy in the third line center spot. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, KK, he had 34 points, a +1. Excellent year for Jesperi Kotkaniemi, excellent rookie year. Down the stretch the last 10 games, the fatigue, and I believe that nagging injury that he had arthroscopic surgery on this summer, kind of played a factor, and he wasn't the best the last 10 games of the season. But overall, I really liked what I've seen from KK last year, and I do eventually see him being either number 2 or number 1 center in Montreal. As soon as maybe, it could end up this year, but I got a feeling next year he's going to get that promotion. Maybe halfway through this year he'll get up to that second lineup spot, and maybe number 1, who even knows. Like I said, he had 34 points and was a +1. And bringing in a new right wing, a prospect who I think is going to make a big statement that camp and is going to make the team, Nick Suzuki, who was the OHL playoff MVP last year, excellent in the Memorial Cup, pretty solid in the World Juniors, although Canada didn't have the run they wanted to have. He had 94 points last year in the OHL between Guelph and Owen Sound, and the year before that he had 100 points in the OHL. And like I said, in the playoffs, he tore it up this year, was the OHL playoff MVP, and his team, Guelph, won the championship, so he's a winner. And on the fourth line and the final line, I have Lehkonen, had 31 points, was a +10. I have Ron Paling in that fourth line center spot, see if he can make his way up the lineup throughout the season, see how he starts off. He had 3 goals and 3 points. It was a +3 in his one NHL game he played last year. And I have Jordan Wheel stealing that right wing spot on the fourth line. He had 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points, was a +10 in only 16 games played in Montreal, and his plus-minus was even. I'm not breaking up the first defensive line. I think Mete has better scoring ability, but as far as defensively, he's solid, he's fast, he's a good partner for Shea Weber. What Shea Weber lacks in speed, Mete makes up for him. Like if Shea Weber's struggling to retrieve a puck or he's jet into a corner. Mete can almost get there before him, retrieve it, help him out that way. So I got Mete, who had 13 points last year, was a plus 17, very good plus minus. Shea Weber, who had 33 points, even though he missed 25 games, and was a plus 15. On the second line, we have the new addition, Ben Sherratt. I have Ben Sherratt playing left-handed D on the second line, alongside Jeff Petrie. Ben Sherratt had 20 points last year, was a plus 6, but he's not known for his scoring ability. He's known for being a big presence in front of net. He's going to help Carey Price a lot, and he's going to help out the defense overall, solid defensively, because that was a big knock on Montreal last year. They were very weak in front of their own net, very weak in front of Price. When Weber came back, it made a world of difference in his stats, in his wins, and just how the team played. Petrie had 46 points. Surprisingly, was a -5 though, so he needs to get that plus-minus up, be a little bit better defensively. But as far as an offensive second-line defenseman, Jeff Petrie is solid as they come on the right side. Brett Kulak, really liked what I've seen from him. In the 57 games he played in Montreal, he had 17 points, but 11 of those were goals, and a couple came on the power play. Really like his shot from the point off the face-off. He can seem to pick his spot. If there's a nice clean face-off win and he's there for the open shot, man, he can score. I think he got 3 of his 11 goals that way. And on the right side, may surprise some people, I think he's going to make a very good impression in camp. I think he got the body, he has the frame. He is excellent defensively, could pick it up a little bit offensively. But as far as he looked in development camp, he, like Ron Paling, looked like a boy among men. I have like a man among boys, excuse me, I messed that one big time. Like a man among boys, this guy looked like in development camp. I have Josh Brooks. He had 75 points in the WHL last year. So Josh Brooks is who I have as our third line right-handed defenseman. And who knows, by the end of this, I don't think he's going to get up there and replace Jeff Petrie, but in a year or two, I could easily see Brooks being top 4. And as for the extras, I have 1 defenseman, 2 centers. I have Mike Riley as an extra for the left-handed defense in case anybody went down. And I have Thompson and Cousins as extras, 2 good veteran centers. And the goalies should be no surprise to anybody. He played 66 games last year. Carey Price is the starting goalie. He had 35 wins, 24 losses, 6 overtime losses, had a .918 save percentage, a 2.49 goals against. Excellent bounce back year for Carey Price. He had a very weak backup behind him. And this guy who he has coming in this year doesn't have much better numbers than Antti Niemi, but the year before this year, he was a very solid goalie for the New Jersey Devils. He had a winning record and a .913 save percentage. Although this year he really regressed and he needs to pick it up. But I do think he's an upgrade on Antti Niemi. Antti Niemi's confidence was really hurt at the end of the season in Montreal, and he just didn't look like the guy the year previous when he was pretty good. So we have Keith Kincaid as the backup goalie, 41 games played. He had 15 wins, 18 losses, 6 overtime losses, and a terrible .336 goals against, and not the best save percentage, below 900, .891. So if Kincaid can get that up to a 900 save percentage, get a couple more wins, if Price can get down to, say, 60 games, knock 6 games off that 66 games, and still keep a good, solid winning record, still have around 35 wins, and Kincaid can pick up his wins to, well, he's not going to get as many starts, but if Kincaid can get 15 out of the 20-odd starts he's going to get, if he can get 15 wins out of 25 starts, as opposed to what he had last year, only 15 wins and 41 starts, it would help the team a lot. Now, do I think the Montreal Canadiens are going to make the playoffs? I will make another video talking about that. My expectations for the Habs down the road in 2019-2020 season. I think it's going to be a pretty good season, but do I think they're going to make the playoffs? I'll let you know in my next upcoming video. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. I hope you liked the video in this format today. I'm going to keep switching it up. I'm going to do some in front of the camera. I'm going to do some the way I usually do my slideshows with my stats and my thoughts. But thanks for viewing. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. And feel free to leave a comment on what your projected lineup is. I know it's probably going to be a long comment, but I love reading people's projected lineups. I love hearing people's thoughts. And I love seeing the prospects people slot in the lineups. Some people have some really big confidence in some of our prospects. And I don't blame them because some of our prospects are excellent. But anyways, guys, Scotty2 Hockey sitting here on a nice rainy day in St. John's, Newfoundland. I hope you're enjoying your day wherever you're to. Over and out. Have a great day, folks.